Let's talk about graphing exponential functions, and this is just going to be a basic introduction to graphing things like this. So what we have here is an exponential function. It's an exponential function because that variable is an exponent location. So what we want to do is start to learn about the shapes of these graphs and how to graph something like this. So I'm going to do additional videos on how to translate, i.e. shift these basic graphs around the XY plane. So we could move that graph to the right. We can move it to the left and go up or down or reflect it. That's going to be a little bit more advanced. So we're just going to focus on the basic shape of exponential functions. And we're just going to stick with this one problem. So again, this is an introductory level. And this would be appropriate for those of you out there that are studying probably maybe Algebra 1, definitely Algebra 2, college algebra, etc. So if you're at that level, you definitely want to stick around for a couple minutes and get a good introduction to exponential functions. Okay, so now if you know how to graph this without using your graphing calculator, go ahead and sketch it real quick. It will take you all of about 15 seconds. But if you think you can do it, put your answer into the comment section. Like, yes, I can do this problem. It's super easy. And we'll talk about this in just one second. But before we get started, let me quickly introduce myself. My name is John, and I have been teaching middle and high school math for decades. And if you need help learning math, well, check out my math help program at tcmathacademy.com. You can find a link to that in the description below. And if this video helps you out, or if you just enjoy this content, make sure to like and subscribe, as that definitely helps me out. So let's get to this problem. Now, if you have a graphing calculator, that's pretty awesome. And for some of these more advanced courses like Algebra 2 and college algebra, you're going to almost be required to have a graphing calculator, something like a TI-83 or TI-84. And you could plug this in and you can see the graph, right? So you need to know how to use your graphing calculator, but you're also, more importantly, going to need to know how to graph this by hand. So let's get to it, okay? So here is our function. We have f of x is equal to 4 to the x power, or we could write this as an equation. So we would describe this as an exponential function, but I can write this as an exponential equation. This is function notation. So f of x is equal to y, so y is equal to 4 to the x. So these two are equivalent. Okay, so I can give you this problem this way or this way. This is an exponential function. This is an exponential equation. Doesn't make a difference. Pretty much the same thing. Okay, so how do you graph anything if you don't know its basic shape? Okay, so one of the things you can do all the time is create a table of values. Okay, so here's a basic table. I'm going to show you the shape here in a second. So you can always have a basic table of values, and then basically what you're going to do is connect the dots. So here, let's take a look at this function this way, y equals 4 to the x power. So let's go ahead and plug in some random x values. So I'm going to start, let's make this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this would be -5. We're going to plug that in for x. We have -1. Of course, we have 0 right there. Then we'll have 1, and then we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, where here. Okay, so we have these particular x values, -5, -1, 0, 1, and 5. So I can plug them in right here. And then when I plug in those x values into my nice little equation, I'm going to get the respective y values. So let's start with something easy here, and then we'll talk about these other negative values. So let's start off with when x is 0. So 4 to the 0 power is what? Well, anything to the 0 power is 1. So when x is 0, y is 1. So this corresponds to the point 0, 1. That's on our graph, okay? So that would be right here. There is 0, 1. So let's plug in that little point right there. Okay, so how about something like this, okay, 1, when x is 1. So what's y? So that's going to be y is equal to 4 to the first power, which of course is 4. So when x is 1, y is 4. So if this is 1, this is 2, 3, 4. So here is another point that's on our graph. So I'm just kind of doing a quick estimation. So that's this point. Okay, x is 1, y is 4. which corresponds to the coordinate again, 1, 4. All right, so we did this, we did this. Now let's start talking about these. Let's talk about this point right here, 5. All right, so when x is a positive 5, I have to figure out y is equal to 4 to the 5th power, and I can use my calculator. So that's going to be 4 to the 5th power is 1024. So we have the point 5, 1024. So right here at 5, 1024 is it's way off the chart. Okay, it's way, 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 way up there. So we're not even going to try to attempt it. We just know that it's far, higher than what we can see on this particular scale. Okay, you'll see how I'm going to address this, where this kind of estimation of this point is here in a second. All right, now let's talk about -1. Okay, let's get into this negative value. So when x is -1, what is y equal to? Well, hopefully remember 4 to the -1 powers is when you have a negative exponent, that's equal to, basically we put this down in the denominator, that's equal to 1 over 4 to the first, which of course is 1/4. So at -1, right here, y is equal to 1/4. So if this is 1, that's 1/2, so it might be something like right here, okay? So that's this point right there. We have these 3 points. We have 1, 2, 3. Oh, actually, we have 4 points. And now let's go ahead and talk about this last point, -5. Okay, so when x is -5, that means we need to find out our y value by plugging in -5 for x. That's y is equal to 4 to the -5th power. So that's 1 over 4 to the 5th. 4 to the 5th power is 1024. So that's going to be 1 over 1024. This is a super, super small number. So over here, very, very small. Let's go ahead and put that down. That's, not 0, but it's a very tiny number. So let's just kind of use our scale the best we can and make it like right there. Okay, so you can see here, we're starting to see a shape of a graph. And let's go ahead and now draw a sketch that goes through these points. So you want to make it smooth and continuous. And there you go, okay? Now, if you look at our blue curve here, as it goes up, this 5, eventually it's going to reach that point. Let's kind of imagine that right here, that eventually this is going to go up and up and up. And that high value at 1024 will be way up here. It's off the scale. But what we want to focus on is this general shape, okay? So this curve, this shape right here, is the graph, a rough sketch of y equals 4 to the x, an exponential function. So an exponential function is going to be like this. And you hear that word exponential growth, like compound interest. What happens is, and let's take a look at how something grows. So it's kind of growing slowly at first, and then it starts to pick up its pace, and then it's starting to grow faster, 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 faster. So that is the whole idea behind exponential growth, okay? So this is a basic exponential function graph, okay? One of the things you want to keep in mind is to find out y-intercept is when x is equal to 0. Okay, that's an easy point. But to get the other points, just build yourself out an x, y table of values. You can use other values, just nice and easy values. Don't go too crazy, and things that you can kind of plot on your chart. So some things that are closer to the y-axis and a few other points like so. But if you just remember, the basic shape of an exponential function is like so. Now, for additional videos or in my Algebra 2 courses, college algebra courses, I think I even teach this in my Algebra 1 course as well, we're going to want to talk about how to apply translations to a graph like this. In other words, what happens to that equation, or to our exponential equation, if we move the graph up, or we move it down, or we move it to the right. These are all translations and stuff, or you even reflect this. So this is a whole other different discussion. This is exponential growth. We haven't even talked about something called exponential decay, which is basically works backwards. So there's a lot more to this topic that is beyond what I'm going to do in this video. Just remember, the basic shape of the exponential function and how you can graph anything by creating these table of values. So, again, this is a good reminder of how much stuff you learn in algebra. Okay, and there's just no way that you're going to be able to learn this much stuff and truly master without taking detailed notes and practicing this stuff. But when you go to do practice, when you go to do your homework problem or you're practicing for a test, if you don't truly have a good firm grasp on the concepts, you're not going to really, all your practice is not going to be effective practice. So when you're doing anything, learn the concept, really, really get a hold on what it's about, get all the basics down, and then practice from there. So hopefully this was a good basic starting video for you. And if that was the case, go ahead and consider smashing that like button. Okay, so with that being said, I definitely wish you all the best in your mathematics adventures. Thank you for your time and have a great day.